regular meeting of the Lodging Tax Advisory Board. All members are present, so just gonna skip roll call. First up, we have approval of the minutes from last meeting. We do have a printout here if anyone wants to review that really quick. And then take a motion to adjourn or motion to adjourn, I wish. Motion to approve those minutes whenever you guys are ready.
That looks like what we talked about. Motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hey.
Awesome. First up, we just had monthly update from DIQ. Victor, do you know if they'll join us?
There should be on here.
Are you guys there? Doesn't look like anyone else is in, but the AI is taking, yeah. Yeah, so good. I saw you in there furiously.
Oh my gosh,
Notation
I
last night.
seriously 3 hours and I only got about halfway through, so I was gonna take another stab at it. And then I saw some great stuff from you, and then I saw you commented about which I thought we were gonna get shared on that.
Yeah, I never saw the copy of that
No.
deck.
The deck that had
I didn't either.
the other ideas, so
Right.
we could mull them over, but yeah.
I asked Victor, but he's out on Mondays, which I
Right.
had forgotten. So
Ah.
that's my fault for not following up sooner on it.
Is it your fault? We're all in this together, Joe. There's no-
Yeah, we were all on, well, three of us at least were on the page at the same time last night.
Yeah,
So it
Yeah.
looked like,
fucking late.
yeah,
When they
right.
made these, those are,
That was for last year's, for this past year's Pony Express race. This
oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're nice. I've got like 4 of them over at the shop.
What are we looking at this?
For
Oh, the Pony Express, yeah. Isn't it
Were
called
there
the
any
gravel?
left
Yeah, it's the
over?
gravel run.
Was there any extra left over or anything?
Badass.
He's got it.
Some stash. Yeah.
That's a nice size
It is
coffee
nice,
mug.
although I'll tell you what, that finisher one from the Rad is dangerously large.
Oh yeah.
I've upped it to 2 cups of that instead of 2 like more regular size cups. Ooh-wee, look out, you guys.
Yeah. I feel like that one's bigger.
Very-
That thing's huge.
Is it?
It's really good for lattes. Well, thank you guys for adding some notes on the website review. I don't know if there's anything you want to discuss there. I have it on the agenda for after our update. I'm just kind of moseying along here while we're
Right,
waiting.
exactly.
Honestly, most of my things were little.
Lots of little.
And I feel like we may want to, I'm glad to go through our notes and do this, but like maybe highlight like critical, like this has to be absolutely changed before launch versus if you change this later, it's not a big deal. Because I think they probably are antsy to get it moving.
And what is the worry again on launching? Like what I said to Eric last night when we were emailing was, if we're not going to make it before the Spider when all these people are coming to town, what's the hurry?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that we necessarily need to be in a rush. They've just been sitting on it
Sure,
for months.
sure.
That's all.
But that feels like an artificial deadline to me and makes my heart race. Like, I feel like there's some language in there that I'd love to see us launch it and really push it out there. And when you do that, that means people are looking at it, right?
Yeah,
and
people are they're gonna nitpick
Yeah.
it,
I
no
think-
matter how it goes
right,
down. Yeah.
Right. Except that I think there are a couple of things that like overarching. Number one, on the good side, I think it's really easy to navigate. I think it is mostly cleaned and has like a lot of good UX, right? Like there's a lot of user-friendly pathways, giving people the option to click on something and have it flip over and read more if they want to, rather than pages of copy on some of those is really nicely done.
I think the photography is good
The
too.
photography's good
Yeah.
as soon as we fix some of the photos that aren't actually what they say they are.
Just a few in there.
Right, but overall.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, some of the pages, like in direct contrast, are like blocks of content that no one is ever going to read, like why you should shop like a local, which just is like feels very preachy and like, and also has
that's-
so many exclamation points. But why have it in there? It should
That's
be one line
this
somewhere.
digital blog, I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
so
get
like
rid. Well, that whole page is called updates.
the updates page.
Yeah.
But it's not really updates. It's like 3 historical things, 1 preachy thing about shop like a local. Like, let's just get rid of those or repurpose them somewhere else. Like that. Why to shop like a local could be 1 line somewhere on like the shopping page. That
Yeah,
sort
I
of
think at some
supports-
point they were just doing blogs on the visit page.
Nobody
so
reads blogs
those
anymore.
must be whatever they kept around
Yeah.
from that.
But still, people are going to end up on it and then be very confused about like why you go from this really clean. It's not labeled as a blog. It says updates, which makes you
Right.
think like it's new information or tips or something, and it's none of those things. Like the leaf peeping thing is great. Tell people where to go to leaf peep.
Yes. That was the follow-up
No.
for that one for me too.
Yeah, well, we can just pick and choose out of the blogs if we want to rename it blog. I mean, you might be right that nobody reads it. I think they still have SEO value though.
Yeah, but I think they can be repurposed. Like put that information somewhere where like people will find it right away, rather than making them go, oh, I want to find out about leaf peeping and go to a whole other thing. Put it in the page that's about scenic drives or whatever. You know, like
Sure.
I think it can be reorganized in a way that's helpful to people.
I have a question about scale. For me, it's the overall design. The signposts along the way, and I noted a couple of them there. They just seem inordinately large. Upcoming events or past events or whatever. They're in a brown field that's with a rounded corner and the gold lettering, and they look this big. And I messed with my screen. I used my phone. I used my tablet. They just seem really large, which says to me. I want to be careful about this. I don't want to insult anyone, but sort of basic or naive, and not in a good way.
But also
you know?
filler. It looks like we don't have enough to put on here, so
exactly.
we're going to make these giant. I
Yeah.
think all the
those
headlines
boxes,
are very
those
big.
gold and
Yeah.
orange box. Sorry, the yellow, whatever, orange, whatever color it is, right?
Yeah.
And the green boxes are always so much larger than the text that's in them, which again makes it look like we're filling space. And the nav bar at the bottom seems too large for the scale of the page to me. And again, I tried to make it larger or smaller or whatever. And that's an overall design thing. I like that there's white space. I think it's clean. I love the ease of navigation. I feel like there's good repetition in some
Yes,
places.
yes.
Like you can find this a number of ways. So if you miss it, you're never going to see it. Kind of.
Yeah, I like that too. They
yeah.
loop you back to
Yes.
things so that you can find more information. Yeah, I
Right.
agree.
I like
Yeah.
that about it too. And I started on the front page. I had 12 notes on the home page, and I think I had like maybe 21 or something total, which just meant that I was picking and choosing. I wasn't
Okay,
going
so
through it
here's-
page by page, link by link, image by image.
Yeah.
At some point,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. At some point, your brain just shut down. didn't it?
yeah. And I don't have to be right about it all either. This is just my impression of
Yeah.
looking
No.
at it. Right?
Same.
What?
Same.
I'm sorry?
I know. Okay.
Okay.
It's Lindsay Diamond, unverified. So is Kristen. She's unverified.
Are you who you say you are?
Yeah, exactly. It could be anyone.
Shift E.
Hey, good morning, guys. Can you hear me okay?
Oh,
Yeah, you guys breaking up a little bit?
here we go again.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
I wonder if she's trying to take off image so that the audio will come through unimpeded.
Is that any better?
Yeah, that's a little better.
Okay.
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're
Yes,
coming
yes, we
through
can.
loud
Yeah.
and clear.
Okay, good.
Cool. Thanks for joining us. Just looking to get back on cadence of getting regular updates from DIQ at our first meeting of the month. So, Lindsay, I'll kind of just hand it off, let you do your thing. Whatever updates you're kind of rolling out to Victor or whatever's top of mind for what you guys are working on.
Are you ready for me now on the agenda?
Yes, we are.
Okay, great. Let me share my screen. That's great. I'm gonna do my whole window over here so that I can bounce back and forth. Okay. Can you see, are you seeing my deck here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I know today's the 7th, but Victor and I meet tomorrow to go over a lot more detail. So this deck is prepared for our meeting tomorrow, and since there was a lot of overlap, I'm just keeping this one. So no, I do recognize that this is today's not me. It is the 7th.
All right.
We're going to do some just high-level data review, and then I want to spend most of our time together talking about some additional campaign options, and then the website as well. Getting the website launch is our priority. But just to look over some data, let's look at our website data. Now we have year-over-year data, which is exciting. For a while we didn't because we didn't have the analytics. But now we can look at September of 25 versus September of 24. And the reason we like to look at year-over-year is because tourism, of course, is seasonal. So it's a little unfair to maybe compare September to August when August is still summer travel month. So looking at September of 25 versus September
Hey,
of
Lindsay,
24,
sorry.
your total looks.
Do you mind
What's
just opening presentation mode? It's just
It's
quite
too small.
yes, we can't see it.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. Is that better?
It is.
Much.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Your total users, September 25 versus 24 is up almost 7%, so about 5,928 users, total website users. And I'm going to touch on these highlighted pieces rather than spending my time going through all these details. I wanted to bring to your attention that paid social is up 140% year over year, so 1,225 versus 510 website users. And paid search is up 50%, 679 versus 449. The reason I want to bring these up in particular is the spend in September of this year versus last year is the same. So we spent $600 a month in ads in both Meta and Google Ads in 24 and 25. But your team has been honing those campaigns over the past year, so you can see the increase and the effectiveness of spend has just really improved year over year. So I want to bring that to your attention. The other, I didn't highlight it. Oh, let me go back to that. Organic social. Now, organic social, the goal is not to drive website traffic necessarily. It's really brand awareness. It's getting folks interested in Trinidad, engaging on the social platform. But there are some opportunities for links on those pages, particularly in Facebook. We can put a link, or maybe folks are going to the Instagram account and linking from there. We're seeing that increase over 600%. So this year, this time this year, September 25, we're seeing over 1,000 links, and this time last year we saw only about 150. I just wanted to, this is a really good example of the effectiveness or the improvement on the social account. So while website traffic is not the goal of organic social, this statistic, the growth, is indicative of the improvement of the organic social account year over year.
Lindsay, Lindsay, I have a question, quick please. Can you explain organic social so that everybody understands what you're talking about when you say that?
Yeah.
Please?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. So organic social are the social posts on your Facebook and Instagram accounts that we are not paying for. So that is what Ashley is doing when she comes down every month and she creates videos, and we're looking to increase engagement, get people to like those posts, comment on those posts, share those posts. The paid social are ads that are run on those platforms. So we have an entirely different ads team that works specifically on your meta ads, meta being Facebook and Instagram. And those ads are, and I have a report, we can open that up, or in fact I have something to show you in just a little bit. We run 4 to 5 ads a month, and those are curated by the ads team. They were run past Marty, now they'll be run past Victor, and we switch those up every few months depending on performance. So some ads we've had for a long time, but they continue to perform really well, so we just keep them. Other ads we change seasonally. We also run event-specific ads, so those start 6 weeks before an event, and they get turned off once the event is over. So, so 2 very different initiatives. The goal with paid social, those meta and those Instagram ads, or those Facebook and Instagram ads, website traffic is the goal of those. Whereas organic social, the goal is brand awareness and engagement on the platform. So, did I answer that question okay?
Thank you, yes. I know what all those are, but I want to make sure that the people who watch this later understand what we were talking about, because I think that's important, especially for the ones that we pay money for, like where that money's going, as opposed to the difference, between the two. I want to make sure people understand that. Thank you.
For sure. For sure. I did pull up some month-over-month data. Like I said, in tourism, the monthly data is very seasonal, but it's also interesting to see how things change. So I highlighted this drop in total user traffic in September of 25 versus August of 20. This should be August of 25, forgive me. We can switch that real quick. August of 25. So you will see a drop in traffic, this organic the total users. We're down about 13%. Let me go back into slides from show mode so you can see that. About 13%, and that's pretty typical as we move from August and September and we're past Labor Day. Folks aren't traveling as much. Organic search down, same, right on par, about 12%. But again, you also see social is continuing to grow. Still, from August to September, those social links are increased about 60%. So, let's move into social media. Just high level, we're continuing to grow. We have a growth of 1.8% total followers. And we have 2 viral reels in September, which could account for why we have this boost in organic social traffic to the website from August to September. Proving that scenic storytelling and community pride continues to drive engagement. Ashley's going to continue to focus on fall visuals, local charm, and third-person storytelling. Let's move on here. Just some updates on your Google Ads. we are running 2 types of Google ads right now. We are running Google search ads, and I can explain those as well. Google search ads are the copy-focused ads that you see when you are searching for something on Google. They'll be either at the top of the page or sometimes at the bottom of the page, and you'll see a little sponsored kind of label on them, and those are keyword-based searches. So,
Lindsay, can you make that bigger again?
Yeah.
Can you make that larger again for us, this slide?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So we're running Google search ads, and we just updated some of our summer-related ad copy to fall activities in Trinidad to, again, like pull from the seasons, folks looking for things to do in the fall. And then we are also running YouTube ads with your video that Jeff created, and those are actually run on the Google platform, so they technically are a Google ad, but we'll call them YouTube ads. And your video view rates remain really high, with 63% of all viewers watching the whole video and 72% of viewers watching at least 50% of the video. We are running the minute-long video, so with 63% watching the whole thing, that's really great. When there's opportunity to skip those ads and people are still watching the full video, we know that it's effective. We like to see an increase in organic traffic with those videos being run, because the idea is at the end, folks are aware of Trinidad, they go search for it in Google. They may even put the website directly into their browser because it is on the end of the video. So,
does that video have a call to action link included as well, where like would they click through to the Visit Trinidad website or something?
I don't think it has a direct click available, but there is a call to action at the end of the video to visit TrinidadColorado.com.
Cool.
Okay, and then lastly, our meta ads. So I just touched on those. Those are the ads that I run on Facebook and Instagram. And let me see if I can open this report up. Sure. Did everybody see this? Did my screen share follow this tab?
Yes.
Okay, great. So in this meeting deck, there are links to all your individual reports, but because I want to spend time working on the website and our campaign, I'm not diving into each one, but they are available for everyone to look at, and I can share this report with the group when I'm done. If you open up this meta ads report and you scroll to the correct month, you'll see you have your Google ads and your meta ads report here. These come from your ads team. So in addition to just the data, they give an overview of all the work they did the previous month, why they did it, what they're looking to change. Links to the ads that are currently running are in here as well. So these are your meta ads. So I said we run about 5 ads a month. Right now looks like we have 6 running. The expansion ad has been around for a long time, but it continues to be the top performer. So when I mentioned sometimes we keep an ad around for a long time because it performs well, this is an example of it. Let's see if this link is working. Sometimes they break when meta app updates. We'll have to fix that link for you. The other thing that we do is we'll boost an organic post. So, and I don't know who asked the question about the difference between organic and meta ads. I'm glad you did, because this relates to this list right here. So if we have an organic post that is performing particularly well, like the 2 viral posts that we had in September, we can also go and put some money behind it and boost it so that more people see it. And that's been really effective in increasing engagement and shares and saves, etc. So we have 3 that we boosted, are currently boosting. Then this list here are all the fall events that we're going to promote on, I think these links were working, I checked. Yeah, here we go. This is what an ad preview is supposed to look like. These are the events that we're gonna promote as well, put some money behind. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the queue. We keep a detailed calendar of all of your big events with the dates that the promotion is supposed to start and the date that the promotion is supposed to end, and our ad team is on top of that. So we keep that updated throughout the year.
Lindsay, I have a question about that. So Resonance, which I went to the opener, when are those ads going to run? Because we're already halfway through the month, and that show ends on October 31st. The opener, I have to tell you, was dismal, the attendance at it. I mean, it's free food, it's, nationally known artists were represented there. And so I'm just wondering, can we back up some of these ads and get them out sooner rather than later to try to get some attention?
Okay, you broke up a little bit. Which ad is it?
Resonance 2025. Resonance 2025 is a show at the A.R. Mitchell. I went to the opening night. It was very poorly attended, considering that there were nationally known artists at this event.
And beautiful weather.
And yeah.
Well, here's what we can do. Let's do this.
I mean, there were tons of people on the street, but I don't think people knew to go way down there to see it.
So these ads, okay, so we are running them. This ad is
I think it runs longer than this one.
Well,
that's
weird. The website says it just runs
And I'm just speaking aloud through the end of December.
And did they send you something on that? I'm asking because I'm on their website right now, and I was told the other night it's only a month long. There's another show coming, but I could be wrong. Did they send you a release or something on that said December? Because I'm on the website and maybe they changed it, which happens sometimes. I just want to check. But also, if something opens and there's a big opening reception, like 20 of the artists were in the building, right, talking about their art. It seems to me like ads should be running before First Friday and opening night.
Well,
like that.
So I actually have on the agenda today discuss social media calendar for Q4. I think that we are boots on the ground locally. We should be coming up with a list and we hand it off. So we say this is a priority date. We would want ads running ahead of time for this. So
Perfect.
I'm not going to put that 100% on DI.
No, and I'm not putting it on anybody. That's what
I
I'm
know,
asking.
yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I almost plots when I was there. I was like, how are half the people in this building right now just the artists? Why is there no one else here? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Lindsay, moving forward on that stuff, I think we'll work as a board to basically come up with a list to hand off to you guys with dates and things, just to make sure that we're hitting any priority events ahead of time.
Yeah, that would be excellent. So, yeah, to the point, let's use this event as an example. If, we're promoting the entire exhibit as a whole. If the opening reception were the priority, we could have written this ad differently to really promote that single day, the opening, and then, led with that is open through December 26th.
Oh, okay.
What I can do, Kirsten, let's check in. Let's get some stats on this ad. Just see when it started running. Like I said, we have our goal is a 6-week lead time. But let's just see when we got this up and running. Let's see what sort of traffic this particular ad got. See if the ad, like how much, we may be able to see how much traffic came before October 3rd, prior to that opening reception. So, we can get that data. But if LTAB wants to put together a list of priority events, that would be excellent. We get all your events. Your calendar is very fleshed out, but we kind of make our own executive decisions. We check in with Victor, but sometimes we just have to decide what's a big event. And for the most part, we can tell. but some input from the board would be excellent, because we'll execute, whatever priorities you give us. Yeah. This is what we have currently. Is there any event here? Oh, that's not good. Excuse me. Is there any event here that we're missing that you feel needs some attention?
And I would like to just let you guys know we're trying to stick to about 4 events to make sure that the money that month is really getting spanned across these ads appropriately. We were doing a carousel, but when we do a carousel, if an event's over, we can't really change that carousel until the month end. So we really wanted to dedicate more time to these larger events, so we broke it up this way.
That's a good point, Kirsten. We don't want to dilute that total $600 a month budget, because the more ads we run, the less each one of those ads can potentially get.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't have anything specific. I would just note that I'm sure you guys have this in there, but Fancy Spiders this weekend, so that would be the end of the promo after Sunday for that one. Yeah, no, it looks like it's a good mix.
Before I move on to talking about the campaigns and the website, I do want to pull up the viral video. That's in here. Okay. I'm going to make this bigger.
Thanks.
I know these are hard to see. So
Still hard
here
to
are the
see.
2 viral videos. Can everyone see this okay?
Yeah. It's tough though. There's a lot
I know
on
it's a
there,
little
so
hard.
yeah.
It's a lot. So there are 2 viral videos. They were both on Facebook. This one is when a friend that doesn't live in the mountains comes to visit. 46,000 views, almost 28,000 reach, 2 days, 15 hours of watch time, and 849 reactions. And this one, let me see, how can I make this bigger? I'm going to try something a little different. Let's do this. Let's do this. Maybe this, no, that doesn't really do it. I think the slideshow is probably the best way to see it. So this bottom one, almost 18,000 views. The reach over 15,000, 1 day, 4 hours of watch time, and 536 comments. Kirsten, do you remember what this one was? I can't zoom in to see it very well.
Unfortunately, I haven't. She gives her report to us tomorrow, so I didn't dive into this one.
Okay. That's right. It was.
But I can't see it.
We meet with Ashley and Victor tomorrow. She's going to walk us through this whole report. So this is the first time that we're kind of looking at these details as well.
Where did they
Really
come from?
excellent stats on these 2.
Did your staff put these together?
Yeah. That's Ashley is the social gal.
So Ashley did that. That's okay.
All right. So what I want to do next is we went back to the drawing board and came up with some campaign ideas. Again, if you don't like them, we can continue brainstorming, but I'm hoping we're moving in
Timeless Adventures.
more of the right direction. Can everybody read this screen okay?
Yes.
Just let me know.
Yes.
Okay, great. So we have 4 more ideas based on your comments from the last meeting. And I'm just going to read through them, and then I'll just ask if the group feels like any of these are getting closer to what you envision. So the first is Unexpectedly Trinidad, with some potential taglines of Uncommon by Nature, Surprise Yourself Here, Ordinary Won't Do. The next is Timeless Adventure, tagline ideas, No Clock, Just Horizons, Adventure Redefined, Wild Without End, and Eternal Wild. And I'll let you folks read the narratives. Okay. I think I skipped this page. Yes, I did. Forgive me. Okay, the other two taglines, Limitless Trinidad, tagline where adventures limitless, and number 2, Extraordinary Trinidad, and then taglines. Ideas are extraordinary at return, extraordinary awaits, extraordinary means simple, find your extraordinary, extraordinary every day, and ordinary won't. So we have Limitless Trinidad, Extraordinary Trinidad, Unexpectedly Trinidad, and Timeless Adventure. Anybody drawn to any of these?
Timeless Adventure is awesome.
Yeah, I think I like that one as well. Key down on that first. I think you're definitely on the right track with the rest of them. I like a lot of the different taglines, even under some of the other ones as well. So I feel like we could get mileage out of some of that language, one way or another, whether it's on future ads or other pieces of content.
Yeah.
And they probably would fit well enough with Timeless Adventure too.
And Joe, you're breaking up a little bit, but yes, you're right. We can certainly mix and match any tagline that you see here with Timeless Adventure.
All of them. Let's do them all.
So what I can do, we can hash up taglines now, or if the group prefers to kind of discuss it among yourselves and decide what you like, and just let us know. Whatever you think is most kind of efficient in deciding.
I think we'll chat about it and relay back to you through Victor, or include it with our website notes, kind of what we key in on. So we'll talk about it a little bit here today, but since we're almost in our meeting, we'll keep trucking for now. So thank you for these. They look really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Great. Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about is the website, because this is our priority, is getting this launched.
Can we talk about that first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm actually going to stop my share because we can just talk about, I know that the group was going to make some suggestions on what changes they wanted. Were you able to do that?
Yes. But first I wanted to talk about the launch, if that's possible.
Yes.
We have sort of individually all raised the idea, in thinking that maybe we're pushing this a little hard to get it done, and we'd like a little more time to go over it. We all were working late into the night last night and the last couple of days, and when you go page by page, image by image, and copy block, text block by text block, it can take a while to get through it. And we don't yet know what the consensus is of what the group. Yeah. I read what I put, but I didn't read everything that Joe put on there, or Chris. So we'd like some more time.
Yeah, I guess
That's fine.
our question is there a reason why October 13th is the launch date? Like, is this tied to something, or is that
Tied
sort
to
of
the
a
grant, and we have to have it done soon.
But do we have to have it done by the end of the
You guys are really
year?
breaking up, so I'm going to try my best to interpret the words
Oh.
here.
I know.
This is on a grant deadline. So let me pull up the timeline. It may be, and somewhere around November may be our deadline for launch. But if you give me a minute, I can pull that up.
Okay.
But off the top of my head, yes, you can have a little bit more time past October 16th. But I just want to give you the definitive timeline that I submitted to the state.
I think we should have a definite hard push on November 1st.
That's fine.
No
That just
offense,
gives us a
yeah.
little bit, because we started late, right? We were all
Yeah.
asked to do this
Yeah,
in
yeah.
like June, and then that got pushed off. So I just feel like we're like, oh my gosh, scurrying to make
Yeah.
this happen. So if we have some breathing room, that would be awesome.
So I have final website updates scheduled for November of this year.
Great.
So if we can launch by the end of November, we'll be within the grant timeline.
So give ourselves
Does that
November
answer your
1
question?
as the date to cut off our suggestions and come to a consensus on what really needs to be changed. And that gives them
make
until
more
the end
sense
of
to put it at a
November.
meeting, wouldn't it?
So what I-
or we
Yeah.
could,
what I
we could
propose
deliberation
is
on the
if you
first, and then our
get us all the
deliberation on the
edits by
first
the end
meeting
of this month,
in November.
Then we have
Yeah.
November to implement the edits and launch.
Does that give them enough time though? Because the
Yeah,
first,
that's basically what we're discussing as well here, Lindsay. So
Okay.
I think overall
Yeah,
that
no,
timeline is
That can
fine.
work with our
Okay.
timeline.
We can talk
Um,
about it at our next meeting. It's
As
2
long
more
as,
weeks.
you know, the
We
edits
already
are
have
mostly
most of
copy
Yes.
and maybe some images, those are pretty easy. And if you give them to us in a manner that we can just, you know, cross them out as we do it. We
Yeah,
can
so
get that done in November and launch in November.
we've been working
And
based on your suggestions, Doc, following that format. So I'm gonna go through once we're done and just make sure that's really clean for you guys.
wonderful.
So it's easy to just scroll down and cross them off as you make
Yeah.
the changes. And most of what we have in here so far are small adjustments on language or fixing images that are still stock or whatever. So it should be pretty quick overall. And then I think we just need to discuss if there's any more significant changes, like on the design side or whatever. I don't think we're heading down that path, but we'll get you any of that stuff sooner rather than later. If it was going to be a major effort on the designer code side. But so far from what we've just kind of discussed quickly, I don't think we have any heavy lifts in that regard. So.
No, I think that sounds great. I appreciate that, Joe. I just want to make one note is we have a little bit of photography budget left for this year, and I'd like to use it to ask Jeff to fill in any gaps that we still have remaining on the website. So the sooner we can identify any photos that you want swapped out, I know we're missing still a couple, but if you want to swap out for something different, I can't promise that we have an alternative.
How much is left in that budget?
We need to
Lindsay?
identify.
How much is left in that budget?
Let me pull it up. I think,
This is Victor, sorry. I know you can't see us.
I'd be cool if we're down that way. I've got Chris right here in the way.
It's
If
fine.
it, could it move that way?
wanted to see if I was.
Here, I can back up too.
Well, you're looking at your laptop. Thank
Well,
you.
that's,
Uh-oh. All right.
you broke it. Don't break it.
That's gonna make all the difference in our lag time too, I think.
Like,
Yeah, oh, it's perfect now. Yeah.
So we have about $1,000 left in your photography budget.
Okay, thank you.
So, and Jeff is not expensive, so, and he's been really accommodating, so I imagine we can offer him $1,000 and say, can you just shoot, you know, these remaining locations?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, so Victor and I meet tomorrow on our monthly meeting. We're gonna go over kind of all stats in more detail. Ashley will join us and go over everything that's happening with social in more detail. And then I think we might start, Victor, I'd like to start looking at a draft budget for 2026. I have some ideas on what we can do.
Great. That's, yeah, we could talk about that tomorrow. That sounds great.
Yeah, and in fact, you and I had a budget planning session planned for 10 o'clock today.
Yeah, do you just want to do everything tomorrow?
yeah.
We can do everything tomorrow, or we can push the 10 o'clock back today. You know, we could probably fit it into our time tomorrow. Our meeting's at noon, and I'm free afterwards if it runs a little late. Are you free past 1 o'clock if we go to 1:30 or so?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, so let's do that so that you can give LTAB all your attention. You can save the budget discussion for tomorrow,
All of it.
along with everything else.
Okay.
And it sounds like if we can get, and forgive me, I'm going to be all over the place for a minute. If we can get LTAP's website notes by the end of this month, Is that what we decided as a
Yes.
group?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. I think I have everybody's email from this group. I will send this deck out so that
Sweet.
you also have these campaigns to review as a group together. And then the links to the more detailed reports are in there as well for anybody that's interested in diving into some deeper stats. I know I've got some folks in here that like data, so I'll make that available to you as well.
Awesome. Hey, Lindsay, I have a side note, which is just that I was navigating to the current Visit Trinidad website, and it looks to be broken at the moment. There are no header or footer menus whatsoever. So if you guys can check that out today, that would be excellent.
Joe, I'm just, if I understood you correctly, you're saying there's oh yeah, I don't see the menu on that, you're right.
No, the menu's
yeah, something's
missing.
busted on there.
Yeah, we'll prioritize
I'll
that.
get our team on it.
We're gonna get
Thank
Sean
you.
on that right now.
Cool, thanks.
And thanks for bringing that to our attention.
Yep.
Anything
since
else for
yesterday.
the group?
Yeah, because I was on it last
You guys have
night.
anything else for DIQ today?
No.
Do you have, so Brian was supposed to meet, talk, do they have any data for us about hotel motel occupancy? Or this is the wrong people to ask?
Victor probably should have been in that meeting, so we can ask him.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think we're all good for
We're
now.
good.
Lindsay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate all the updates.
Thank you.
Great, thank you, everyone. And Victor, we'll see you tomorrow.
He just stepped away.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Lindsay.
Victor, they'll see you tomorrow.
Okay,
Thank
see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Mhm.
Cool.
Do you guys still want to try going for City Hall next week or next time, or do you guys?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel?
Yeah, this
He-
is just not good.
It's the ideal to, be
I
on
know.
camera. And
Yeah.
She was there, having trouble hearing us, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just
One
rely
little
too
bit.
much
Okay.
on.
One
Thank
little
you.
bit. Yeah.
Right.
Well, and then
I
there's
thought
the
this-
then there's the traffic in and out. I mean,
I
you
know.
know,
I
we
thought this was going to help, but
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
So, anything you guys want to chat about from that update? Well, it sounds like we'll get a link for that deck so we can review it. Since we have a little more time on the website, I don't know if we just want to make sure to reserve a good chunk of our next meeting to talk about like the campaign ideas and stuff, so we can kind of we can review them and hone in on
just
them.
like a
Yeah,
work session.
this is just a
Yeah, more or
yeah,
less, yeah.
just a reaction to the report. I mean, I love that we have all this data that telling us that more people are going to the website, more people looking at our socials, but
ROI.
Yeah.
There's no ROI.
Yeah, I mean, and
Attached-
those are their indicators.
attached to
That's what
that.
they're paid to do. I'm not
Yeah.
faulting them. I'm just saying I don't know how useful it is for us to know that
Well,
611%
1.8%
up on
is-
something.
Yeah. Yeah, I
When-
agree. It's
yeah,
not
when-
resulting in heads and beds. I feel
Yeah.
like these incremental things are tiny, but also the numbers are still small. Like going from 5,400 to 5,900.
Yeah.
Yes, we get to say that's a percentage increase, but that is not very many people.
So
Like,
let's go back to this art show real quick.
Well, can
Yeah.
we just go back? And
Oh,
I
sure.
think the indicators are great in and of themselves. But
Yeah.
I think it would be useful for me as a
But
member
we
of this
have
group
losses,
to understand other really
too.
more important indicators like
Yeah.
sales tax revenue and heads and beds. That's fine information,
Yeah.
but I think it's more important for us to know how we're doing
And the
overall.
Yeah, I mean,
organic
that has
search
come
to
from
me
the-
is
those numbers come from the
Understood,
yeah.
understood.
Right.
But that's more useful information for us. I'm not faulting them for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also have to wait. There's quite a lag time.
Quarter
so
at
we'll
least,
get
right?
like
Yeah.
last
Right.
quarters at the end of this quarter.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're always kind of playing catch up on that, and so it's really hard to react directly to it.
Yes.
So instead, we should kind of be thinking way ahead right now
Yes.
to like spring.
Yeah,
Winter,
I agree.
it's already kind of late. Obviously, we should be doing things to promote visitation in the slow season.
Yeah.
But we need to be thinking about like we have our overall themed campaigns,
Mhm.
but I've brought up a few times like we need a campaign, meaning like this is what we're running out with as our
Yes.
promotion for like a 6 to 8 week window. headed into the springtime there. So
Agree.
I feel like when we're through this website review, that should probably be kind of our top priority.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, here we are. This is the third meeting in a row. We've talked about the fact that Fancy Spider Radfest, weren't promoted in advance. Some of which we inherited as a board, but some of which we absolutely have to get out in front of this
Yeah.
stuff.
I also am worried about the organic search for the website because that tells me the SEO is not great, and so I want to make sure that this website launch, that keywords are really embedded in there, and that we're following analytics on what's working. In the back end, they should be looking at things like Google Analytics to see what is driving to what pages.
They have that.
I suspect
It's
they do
down
because I was looking at the
12.5%.
places to see, the
That's
things that you
significant.
can't miss,
Month
and they're not in Trinidad.
Still, that's,
They're the Ludlow, which I suspect came from their analytics,
Yeah.
right? Because
But
that's
month over month is-
because it's in the prime position.
fall is huge, right? From
Yeah.
August, September, we start to get people who the kids are back to school and the RVers go out, and
Leaf
there's
peeping,
a lot of travel.
And the
in
weather is
September.
beautiful. Yes.
I'm curious about that because I would expect the opposite. Kids are back in school, meaning travel falls off a cliff.
Yeah,
Well, I can tell you I was at
don't think it
Oktoberfest
does.
in Levita, and that main street was packed
Yeah.
from one side to the other. I went to Kuchara also on Saturday. Dog bar was full. So was the Kuchara Mountain Resort.
Time.
Yeah, and there were two
Yeah.
weddings going on right there. So I mean, that we don't have that downtown. You can't look at leaves downtown, but people are out.
Hopefully, some of those people are coming through though, and that is.
Yes, yeah.
I know Ashley had because I went and did the Highway 12 circuit last Monday also,
Oh,
and I was
yeah.
taking some content in case they didn't have anything. It's already queued up, and it's actually pretty decent. She had a good reel about fall in Trinidad that
Oh,
just
nice.
went out, and they're performing really well. So
Gee,
they're doing.
and 2 weeks ago it would have been even better, right?
Yeah, but they're doing the promo around it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not as. I feel like I'm not as concerned about you guys on the stats. I agree that finding some way to then take that next step from like here's the digital like growth that we're seeing, and then how does that actually translate into visitation and spending? But I think we probably need to draw that line getting reports out of the city.
Well, the fact that the people look at our videos is fantastic. What does that do for us? I think that's great that 67% of the people, watch more than 50% of it. Who are those people? Are those people that are already going and they want to see themselves in the video? Who are those
Right.
folks?
That's a
That
good
that might
point.
be useful information. But I
Yeah.
love that we seem to be trending overall in the right direction. What I don't love is that you can look around and the reports that we get on the other indicators for what we're supposed to be promoting. I'm not sure that that's actually happening.
Yeah, I'd also like to be on their list for any press releases or anything they're sending out. Like Grand Lake just got the Next Space to Create money, and I get an email from them almost every day about something new happening, and other towns through Colorado. I get nothing about Trinidad. I mean, I mentioned that 2 meetings ago and asked them about that. Like, why am I, a journalist, not getting all the stuff that I'm getting from?
Yeah, I honestly
Everywhere else
don't
in
think they're
Colorado.
probably really pitching. Yeah.
So then why not? I mean, I guess that's the question. Like, we're focusing a lot on social and website visits, and not so much on what really people interact with, which is different forms of media, whether it's radio, newspapers, magazines. How do people find out information, right? And so if nobody's writing about us, nobody's seeing it, And so I think that we're missing a piece of that. Because I'm here to tell you, every day I get links from all the outlets in Colorado on all the travel that they're writing about, and we're never in that mix. But a lot of other towns the same size are. I mean, Creed sends out, as we talked about before, Creed sends out a ton of PR. And even if we're not eventually reaching people, if we're getting the people who write about it here, they start talking about it, then they know that we're on the map, right? They start to, do their own social pushes for us, and that just, integrates with what we're doing. I just think we're missing a piece here.
Yeah, I mean, we probably need to also feed a little bit of that into them to say.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I don't know how we want to work this in terms of meeting cadence or whatever. So, like today, I discussed the social media calendar on there, just because I wanted to start getting out ahead so we can hand things off. But we could have a similar agenda item that's just like and it could even be directly related. It's not all going to be event stuff, but basically, time when we talk about what's going on, like this quarter around town, and say, hey, you guys should be writing a press release about these 2 things. You should be highlighting these 4 events on social.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'd say let's take that on ourselves to go ahead and come up with the highlights, and then just push them really hard to follow through.
I would love to ask a question about that on the
I-
Facebook page for our city here. We had an event that I was happy to see. I think probably Victor pushed that out there.
Which one is it?
Well, Rad
Yeah,
Fest.
they don't run our city page.
Yeah, Radfest was on there, and there was one other thing. There was an event at Mutiny, and I was delighted to see that on the
Yeah,
Facebook page instead of just job listings, you know,
okay,
and
yeah.
street closures and stuff. It was promoting events, and people obviously outside the city limits do see that, and so that seemed a positive thing
Good.
for me. Yes. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
Chris.
You know, you say that we should, it should be our responsibility to catch them up on that. Aren't we paying them to research it and find it too? I mean,
To
I
some
don't-
extent, but I mean, if we were a business organization, like I would, if I was an executive, that's exactly how I would approach my staff. Is I would say, these are your priorities for the month or for the quarter, and so I'm going to treat them as my staff. And yes, I expect them to do the research and follow through on
Yeah,
it. But
yeah,
for me, they are the execution. They're the experts in like things like fine tuning those ads, like they were talking about. We are the boots on the ground locally. Based on the RFP responses, we didn't really have an agency around here that could do the technical work that they're doing. So I think, I mean, this is a working board in my eyes.
yeah.
And so we got to do a little bit of the work.
Well, I agree. I'm saying that, you know, we do have a responsibility, you know, to watch it, to, you know, review it, you know, point out mistakes, point out things that are being omitted. But they have, I haven't seen in the 2 years that we've had them a whole lot of effort other than sending
On their
somebody
part.
down to Cape
Agreed.
on their
I mean, the
Is the
website
social-
content is a ton of effort.
The website
Like,
content is
there's
a
a
ton of
lot
effort,
on there.
but they focus a lot and do like sort of the low-hanging fruit of social media. And I just want to remind everybody, because this is a mantra of mine, social media is an echo chamber. The people you have following it that see that and engage with it are the same people over and over and over again. And we've
Yeah.
only increased around 1,000 in a year,
Yeah.
right, of actual followers. We have not had like this massive, we haven't gone to 25K, right, which is what we should be at based on the size of the town and the number of travelers who come through here, right? If you look at that, we should be much higher for the number of people who come to Colorado to recreate and travel around the state and who pass through. So that echo chamber thing, to me, all this social media focus that they do is a waste of time, because it's the same, we're showing this stuff to the same people over and over again. Same people are liking it, same people are commenting if you go through both of our channels.
And we have, you know, we are a working board, as you say, and we, you know, have our individual input that we can do. We're wasting some money with them because what they're doing, in my opinion, is ineffective. We can, you know, push to get, you know, articles, you know, and websites in different areas, you know, push for some extended radio, some, you know, go back to some of the standard advertising that we can do ourselves, or find somebody that go that direction.
Yeah.
But they are so into the digital, the social, that stuff, that when they were given the opportunity to continue some radio that was being done in Cumulus, in several areas, all that Lindsay did was send an email to them saying, we are not going to renew your schedule with radio. Thank you. That was it. One line.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, they
no-
should be reporting to us why they're making that decision and
Right.
what is behind that. But I want to go back to the what Victor wants to talk about, the resonance show at the Mitch, and I want to mention that because one thing I gave them grief about that night was I've been doing PR for them. I wrote those stories for them, but they never reached out about the show. I found out that these were nationally known artists while I was at the show, and
I
was
never
like,
even knew this existed.
oh
It's a
my
really cool
gosh,
show.
it's
It's the
a,
third
and
year
it's
they've done it.
awesome.
Yeah.
It really is very high quality. But I'm not kidding, all 20 artists were on site that night, right? So I said to Allison, why didn't you reach out to me? We should have done a press release. But that would be my overarching thing about the whole town. When we have things happening, there should be some communication between those people and us and DIQ or whoever we're using to get that information out, in a timely manner. Like, when you know this show is happening, you should be thinking
let me know, and I
about
can
reaching
push it
out to
too.
LTAB or reaching out to the city and saying, hey, we have this huge thing coming. We have all these artists coming from all over the place. How do we, them interacting with us and DIQ to try to get that information out, right? Getting a press release generated, to me, part of their job should be personal outreach to outlets to cover things. Like, that's what I did as a content
Exactly.
agency, and that's what I do as a journalist, is people are reaching out to me all the time. I'm going up to Denver next week because like 6 different agencies reached out to me and said, here's some things we'd love for you to include in the Photos Guide. That's what every journalist is looking for. Like, we don't have time to go out and try to find all the towns in Colorado, what they're doing, right? We look to press releases to come in and give us that information. Maybe one won't grab our attention, but 5 in a row of national artists coming into town, because we had the Greg Manchas show, we have this show, we had the Characters in Context. Those all should have been promoted. But same with the RAD, same with the Fancy Spider. Like, all of those things should have constant interaction with outlets to get them to come here and cover it or to drop something into their calendar.
Yeah.
But Lifetime has their own. I mean, we could only do so much.
I get it, Lifetime has their own,
disagree.
but all-
I've disagreed from the beginning.
Yes.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, it's our event.
It's our event in our town. We
Yeah.
need to push it out, and it doesn't matter if we're generating or we're amplifying it. Redfest is a once-a-year thing, and it is a golden opportunity for people from out of
We
state
have
to come
eyeballs. Yep.
to Trinidad. Fancy
It's also
Spiders.
easy to pitch a bigger story around it.
Absolutely,
Yes.
yeah, and
But
Because
I was
that's-
at
that-
the-
that-
I was
that's
at
what you have to
Toronto
that gives it away.
Event.
Yeah,
It was
the
me
fact
and
that
5 other people.
What do you
we were
disagree
cheering
with?
people on.
Oh,
I can tell you who were. Shane
I think
Jackson,
it doesn't
that guy
matter
Ben,
that
like,
Lifetime is doing it.
why weren't there more
Lifetime, in
people
effect,
out
in a
there
way,
cheering people on?
bolsters or
Oh,
amplifies
yeah.
our
I just
message.
feel like people didn't know
I think we
about
should be
it.
doing
I'm worried
Fancy
about the
Spider
site
because it's an
because
LTAB
people
and a
reach out to
local
locals.
event. But I still think
And they're like, what?
they
I've never
both
heard
have
of
the
this. Like,
opportunity
how-
to
Yeah.
bring people from outside, which is
Exactly,
our
I
job.
agree.
Population
Yeah.
large is not
It-
important.
yeah. And it
But I
wouldn't
don't
matter if
even
it was
know.
a lantern
But
thing
I-
along the
honestly,
purgatory,
I
there
bring
was
that
a
up, so we'll
startup
talk about
thing,
that in a
or if it
minute,
was
because
Caveman,
I don't
which is
think I
actually
know
outside
about
our
it. Like,
borders
I've had
because
people
where are they going to
be
stay
like,
if they're not camping?
Right.
They're in our
Massive
area.
challenge,
And
yeah.
those things are sort of handed to us. We don't have to
Why are we
organize the
not doing
event. We don't have to
something
fund the
like
event.
every
All we should be
person in
doing,
town
I think,
mentioned
is
at some
pushing and
point.
taking advantage of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lifetime is pushing this for us. And then Lifetime gets associated with
Yeah, we're
Trinidad
passionate
and gives it
board
a...
here. We all have very strong
look, they
feelings,
got it
and we
back.
all
I just
really,
wanna
really
Gives us a
refocus.
badge of honor.
want
Yeah.
us to get the word out.
No, I feel so. I want to refocus.
Sure. What?
I also feel like we're going in circles a little bit.
Yeah.
We have a note to be pushing on media outreach and press releases.
Yeah.
I will just say again, I think that in order to lean on our resources and DIQ in that regard, we should just basically be keeping tabs month to month on what our priorities are for outreach. And I was just saying sidebar to Kyle, communications inside of this town have, in my experience, been a huge challenge.
Mhm.
It's
Oh,
really
yeah,
hard,
yeah.
really hard to reach people.
Yep.
And so, things like, the Mitchell not like putting it out there themselves, that's why I think we can help fill a gap, and maybe it reaches a point where it's a known process. Folks know to raise their hand or reach out even directly to DIQ and say, will you pitch this for me?
Mhm.
I think it's probably better to go through the board on that front
Yes.
anyway. So that's where I see us kind of filling in that hole to just say, if you have something coming, tell it to us. We can get it pitched. We can get it featured on social media, et cetera, et cetera. On the social front, I do agree it's the low-hanging fruit, and people kind of over-focus on social. It's a box that needs to be checked. I would just say that their paid ad performance is really good, and so we may not see the numbers you want, but if that can scale, I mean, like the bang for buck there is incredible. $600 a month, and the
Yeah,
like levels of
totally
engagement
agree.
and growth they're getting. I
Yeah.
love that people are watching all of Jeff's video. That is awesome. Nobody watches shit; they skip right through.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you got 7 seconds or something.
Yeah. So
yeah.
credit to Jeff for the content there. I actually watched that. That's on the homepage of the new website.
Is that the one where the guy's at the lake and he's you're seeing from behind? You talking about that one?
Yeah,
I'm
which
not
one
sure.
is
With,
it? Because I do
Little
love the
Mansion.
fall
Is that the
one
one?
that they
yeah,
just
it might
posted.
be that one. I'm assuming. Oh yeah, it's the guy. The one on the homepage here is the thumbnail is a fisherman, but it's a minute long, and it just covers a good amount of stuff on Trinidad. It's good. So anyway, I'm not gonna like necessarily go straight up to bat for DIQ. I think we should be constantly reevaluating them, but I just want to point out some of the positive traction that they're having in terms of the digital efforts. So we'll have to see how this new website performs as well. And then if we can step up and be pulling together our priorities, I definitely agree on the media pitching, because that also just builds the SEO engine a lot too, having backlinks. So that we didn't really have a broader DIQ discussion on the agenda. I understand how we got there, especially coming off the updates deck. But if folks are okay, I'd like to move on to any other items on the new website. So we have a couple more weeks to dig in on that. I'd encourage everybody to just keep working on your review. I've been through the bulk of the pages myself. So keep dropping stuff in that document, and as I mentioned, I'll go through and just make sure it's really clean and formatted.
Yeah, because I think we all made comments on similar pages.
Yes,
if we
we
could
did, yes,
correlate that
exactly.
would make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, so that's what
And
I'm going to do.
that's one of the reasons I'm not making a lot of comments on changing, style and everything else, because I think y'all know better than I do on some of that. So, back off. The one obvious thing that I did mention, is obvious, and everybody has seen that, and we need to work on it.
But also from a user experience, you can be very valuable, because we're looking at it more from having been in content side of things for a website. But you as a person just going in and looking at it as a user, like any glitches you see, anything that doesn't make sense in terms of flow, or like I couldn't find this or whatever. Like definitely please make those comments.
I've got a lot of thoughts on that. I just
drop them in there, because we'll go through. We'll make it organized. And when I say we, I mean Joe. We'll make it organized.
I also think this, a lot of times the design stuff or user experience may be easier to talk about in a setting like this than to put down in notes.
Sure.
So we may want to mostly use the doc for corrections, or changes to imagery. Or
but
whatever.
I also, if he sees something and wants to mention it, I think
totally.
that's helpful, because then we can talk, just make a note, like, hey, I want to talk about, I can't find this or whatever.
Right.
And
Okay.
So when you go through it, are you looking for contradictions? Because those would seem to be things. If we all agree that this picture is no good, then we don't really have to bring it up in the group. But if we disagree about the design of the homepage, then that's something we should talk about.
To discuss, and that we'll probably want to spend a good chunk of next meeting on that. So I'd just say, get in here, get everything you can. I'll try and just come with a plan for the next meeting to be
Thank you.
Okay, Kyle said we should change this, and I love that sentence. So, we probably won't agree on all of our changes either. And
there
I
seems
had
to be a
replied
lot
to
of
one or two of your
consensus.
comments.
Yeah.
I've noticed a bit of that as I just sort of skimmed through it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anything else on the website? I would say earlier, you were talking about design or big chunky things. I didn't really key in on that myself. I thought overall the UI was good, and I feel like this is kind of a modern trend on web design where I think it comes from mobile and it ends up translating to desktop, where things they kind of take up a lot of space because you kind of just scroll your way down a page, and it's easier to see on your phone screen and stuff. I would be curious, this data is probably in the reports if you drill down, but the mobile versus desktop split in terms of our current visitation, because that could inform some of that design. I am assuming they looked at all that stuff and informed there.
Yeah, I figured that was the optimization had something to do with it. Maybe people are now willing. You know, last time I built a website, I was told, on your mobile, if you change your screen more than 3 times, boy, the
Yeah,
drop off
they
right
don't
after
go
that
over.
just goes.
Yes.
And when you've got these big icons there, that's 2 already. Like the restaurant, those are gigantic, and it seems to me they could be smaller. The must-sees could be smaller. And maybe that's just taste. I don't know.
Well, I like that they feed you into like kind of the 3 main things. That's that first scroll. So
Yes.
you got
Right.
a big glam image,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have history, arts, culture, outdoor, rec.
Yep.
Those all link in from there. So
And multiple places,
Yeah.
which I like.
yeah. So they do start pushing you down a path
Mhm.
without having to go way, way down the homepage.
Right.
I would like to see more blue in there. I feel like that orange and green thing.
So I have that in my notes.
Okay.
Same.
I requested they change
Good.
the green to the blue.
The green
To the blue, I
is-
saw that,
Weren't they
yes.
trying to match it with the logo?
But blue's in the logo.
But blue's
Yeah,
in the
also,
logo.
yeah, it's a little
There's
more sky
nice
blue,
light
but it's a blue, yeah.
And
No,
then-
I see what you're saying, but I
Yeah.
just thought that's what they were.
Oh yeah, I saw it too. I was
Yeah,
like, where did this come
totally.
Oh, it's yes,
but
yeah.
but it also just feels repetitive because it feels like they just alternate between the
Yeah.
green and
Well,
the
there's also a
orange.
color
Blue,
thing.
yeah, that would
if
be
we're
good
if we're trying to get away
afterwards.
from old stuff, that yellow, sepia, orange feels old.
Yes, agree.
and blue is a little more dynamic.
Yeah.
Although we keyed in on timeless adventure, which
I know.
keeps me going. I think that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, never mind.
But yeah, agreed. Getting the blue in there. For
Victor,
sure.
was there something else you wanted to say about the
Thank you, yeah.
Mitchell thing?
No.
Okay.
I think where I was going to
Just
go
wanted
was
to
with
make
the
sure.
calendar.
Okay,
I think
good.
it's on
Okay,
the
so that's
agenda.
later. Okay,
So,
good.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
wanted to make sure. I didn't want to step on you.
No,
and
no.
knock
Yeah,
you
I
out of
did.
the
Sorry about that.
It's okay. That's why
No,
I'm here.
no.
Oh, is that
we
right?
all just
Is
have
that part of
so
the job
much we
description?
want to.
Shit.
Our
Well, you're
hearts
doing
are
a great
all
job.
in the right place. Yeah.
So are we on to
Are we on
Sofa kiosk?
Sufa?
Yeah, Sufa.
Yeah, and just any last things on the new website, I think we're pretty good there. We'll all go back to just keep plugging. But yeah, I know we were all guilty of this as we were all in there last night, but
Cramming for the
encourage
exam.
all of you, including myself, to just get proactive on it. I know we all have a lot going on, but it'll be better for everybody that way if we're not all cramming in the same document at the same time.
I
Yeah.
want to point out that I had it in a note document that I was taking last
okay.
week,
Yeah.
and then I was translating on
Well
translating.
done, well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not.
But
was
then I
doing
added
everything
quite a bit to
yesterday.
it. Yes.
Yeah, and I did the same thing. I had
Yeah.
handwritten notes that I was doing in a work meeting. Hope
Uh-huh.
no one from work is watching this. In a work meeting, while someone was going on and on about something, I was like, "Oh, I'm just going to jump into the website and make some notes here," and then I was transferring them into the doc class.
Yeah, there was some new work, and then there was
Yes.
also
Yes.
sublime recapitulation of my
Yes,
earlier ideas.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Cool. Well, yeah, we can plug on. Just had a kind of a follow up on the Sufa kiosk discussion from last meeting. Victor, I don't know if you had gone out and asked about the potential of moving the commercial street one over to the visitors.
Yeah, I put in some emails to talk to Bob and Tara about if we could just move them, what it's going to take
Yeah,
as far as mounting them and all that stuff.
got it.
So my question on that though is, sorry, I just because and this will go into the later discussion about the grant ideas, but so I had some locals and some out of towners in this past weekend, and none of them had ever seen or even we walked right past the one on Commercial. And like they didn't even notice it. I was like, "Hey, we just passed the thing I was just talking about, and you guys weren't even looking at it." And they were looking around. I was kind of just like, and obviously this is all anecdotal. But their question, and my question all along has been, why we don't, I mean, if we put it at the Welcome Center, that feels again like an echo chamber. People are already coming to the Welcome Center to find information about being here. Why do we have nothing out around Walmart where everybody goes? People from out of town go, right? Locals are there every week. I mean, tell me you haven't been to Walmart in the past week, right? Like, why don't we have something out there? It feels like a wasted opportunity, but also the Walmart itself is probably the number one visited entity in this entire county, right?
You mean put one on their property themselves?
Somewhere. Well, I'm sure on their property is going to be like some sort of huge pain in the butt. But with the grant, like, why don't we buy that stupid cannabis building that is so ugly and makes us
It's
look
been
like
bought
trash?
already by somebody else.
Shit.
But
But-
they are civic minded. Maybe they would
Okay, but
agree to
out
that. I
there,
don't know.
right?
Yeah.
Like, why isn't there something like a billboard or something that has like a running ticker of what is happening in town in a place where so many people go? Because I would argue that SUFA thing at the Welcome Center is just another place where, I mean, it's just duplicating our efforts, it feels to me, because we have information out there about what's going on, you know, and so.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
but it's
What's the
There,
best
although
bang for our
Sufa
buck?
is open 24 hours. Although maybe people just don't go.
Are
It's
people
closed.
going to the, yeah. that's-
yeah, it beats this one over here is falling apart.
And I could, just an FYI, I did get new wraps.
Great.
They were supposed
Okay.
to put them on yesterday, but because of the weather, so they will be cleaned up as soon as the weather is
Nice.
warm. So I found a company.
Nice. I noticed a thing, and I don't mean to hold your feet to the fire here. I did notice a thing about Redfest, and some of the formatting on the screens had changed. There's a single image on the screen, right, which has some impact, and you can see it, but it just said poster in black and or gray and white. And I wondered, was there a poster for Redfest that was supposed to get loaded up that just didn't
It
happen?
was just a blank.
Yeah, it just says poster, like when you look at a website and there's a broken link or something.
And they
that.
it just, yeah.
Yeah,
just
and it was
says-
multiple times, different days. And then on other days, when I looked at it, there were the four, quadrants in which you had something. And again, same argument as before. It's not interactive, it's not in color, but it seemed as if some work was being done on it.
Yeah, and my goal is to highlight each venue. Like for instance, the Fancy Spider, I'll put a full poster out
Uh-huh.
for the like starting Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Mhm.
So people that walk by, that's all they'll see is just that.
That'd be great. I mean, something like this.
Yeah, and I'll just crop it in. But I'm not sure what happened with that as far as.
Yeah, I've been paying attention to it of late,
Yeah.
and it's good to know about the wraps.
And they did I did have them take off the Zumba and the diabetes.
Yeah, it is still on
Yes.
the Trinidad calendar.
It's on
but-
the calendar, but it's
Yes, I did notice. Thank you. Yes, good
And
point.
the robotics.
I have an
Yeah, oh yes,
Yes.
which
The
is also
robotics is still on there too.
Yes, it is.
So, yeah.
and a spring class that someone can take is still on there on the Visit Trinidad calendar, and it's on the website too.
What's a spring class?
Uh,
Something that was last spring?
Yes, somebody was
Oh.
offering a class. Yes,
Oh my
in the
gosh.
spring. Now that's what the headline says. The copy says it's a fall class, so they didn't change the headline on it. But I looked at it. I was like, what?
Yeah.
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 Anyway, is Spring into History? I think is what it was called. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's some of those update things, and I just hate to bag on our vendor, but that is their job. That really is
Yep.
what they're doing. If they don't have copy, then get rid of it. But don't put up stuff that's 6 months ago, because it makes us look like we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I wonder if they've just not been keeping up with that with this, like waiting on the new website to go or something.
maybe so.
Yeah.
Which is not. I'm
But
not saying
people are
that's
still
correct. I'm not
visiting
saying
it,
that's
right?
correct.
It's like having your
Yeah.
Halloween decorations up still at the first of the following
Totally,
year,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
If I could
okay,
have
that's
Halloween
lazy.
decorations all year, I would. I'm just kidding. Didn't she say that they expire on a certain day, that then they just disappear? Did she bring that up in the meeting?
I think she did say that for the ads.
For the ads?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I'll find out what's going on with that.
I mean, it's a minor thing, right?
I know, but still,
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Because we were talking about the SUFA. So what did you
Yeah.
find out about the refresh? Are they going to? Is it definitely going to happen in December or January, or we're through March? They're going to reinvest in it. Their contract's up in May. It's got to be soon, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be soon. That's gonna be something you guys
Yeah,
need
it's
to
up to
discuss.
us. Yeah, it was what $4
It's not
grand?
gonna, yeah, it's not, that's what I want.
No. What I mean is our contract is up. I thought you said that they were going to refresh them. That the vendor was going to do something about it. No, did I get that wrong?
Refresh what?
No, Victor got the. You're talking about just like the panels and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
he's got them. They just need.
Yes,
to put
yes, they were supposed to put them all in yesterday.
No, that's the wrap, right? That's what
Right,
you were talking
there's-
about. That's just
no,
the
we're
paint
not-
job. I was talking about the screens. I thought you were
Oh.
saying that SUFA is going to
No.
update their screens. We're going to have color screens and interactive, maybe, where you can. Oh, okay. See, that's a useful tool to me, and I don't care if that's at the Welcome Center because I'm used to that.
Yeah.
But actually being useful instead of standing there waiting for the
For
image.
it to, yeah. So what about we RFP some other kiosk companies and see, because there are different ones out there. Like, why don't we look
I'm
at
not
some
sure
other
why the
options?
screens are black and white. I'm not. Maybe that's
And also, they're not
They're
interactive.
maybe I
They're
don't-
more legible in bright light when it's
Oh,
like
okay.
the e-ink style. That's why like e-readers are like that too.
Okay, that makes
Um,
sense.
Yeah, better.
Hmm.
LCD LEDs can be tough.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I mean, my criticism was the whole design, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
location, the
I mean, can we look
the
at some
interactive
other options
quality
if
of it? Yeah,
Contracts.
the whole deal.
we
Yeah.
certainly can, and then we just have to decide if we want to spend that money on them or not. I imagine that the actual hardware is going to be quite expensive.
So there's nothing we can do about any of that. There's no screen protectors that we can get that they offer as a product. The wrap is up to us, but
Though they pay for all the wraps.
they did. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Great.
Every time something's damaged like that, obviously if the screen was damaged or this, they would come and repair it or put it in a new
Okay.
one.
Right.
But I know that they're a newer company, so they're kind
Yeah.
of just getting their start. So I don't know when they. Do you know when they actually installed these?
It was like maybe about 5 years ago when we.
Oh, they've been here that long. Okay.
So they have a new one coming.
Ooh,
Solar.
that's
It has a
so
75-inch color screen.
That's
Nice.
very eye-catching too.
Nice.
It looks really good.
Are you on the SUFA
That's
site?
nice.
Yes.
SUFA.com or what is it?
SUFAdigital.com.
Okay.
So it looks like that was releasing Q3 of 25. So they're talking about like reserving it, and there was just a pop-up.
Huh. So maybe we could put the grant toward that? If it's, because it's gonna be pricey, right?
And that would be the only way I could see doing it is if we had a grant that was specific for
Yeah.
because it's
We've got these two grant options for 2026.
they don't actually attract tourists or anything. They're just there as a tool for the tourists when they get here or locals. You know.
Right, there's no pulling people
Right.
in on anything. So, which is an interesting point.
Side note on pulling people in, Main Street Board has their wayfinding signage approved,
Yeah.
so it will be getting installed
Soon.
sometime.
And where is that going?
all over downtown.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, or in numerous places downtown. I haven't
Okay.
seen what it looks like, but I just heard that it's coming, and the city has signed off on the actual
Okay.
design.
Where'd you find the updated one? I'm on their site right now.
It just it gave me a pop-up, so I'm having trouble finding it.
Okay,
But
all right.
if we contacted them, I'm sure they would give us more information. So if we want to find out how much it's going to cost, we could just send them a note.
Our contract is up in May. And it's a $4,000 annual contract, which only allows them to still be there. You said that they also had given up on achieving much income from advertisers, I think. And they'd sent us a letter of some kind saying, yeah, this just isn't working. But that doesn't change the terms of our contract with them.
No.
Would it prevent them from updating the equipment if we renewed the contract? Because I'm not sure about the doubling down on them, right?
Yeah, I'm not either.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
still look at other options, but
Yeah.
yeah, if we're curious about the new one, we have the old machines. I don't know if it's like a monthly cost per device, like if it's $2,000 per kiosk or something, because then we would be adding on to our annual by adding a third. But I was just gonna say, if we get a fancy new one with the same vendor, we can still use the two we have and the new one, as long as that's not prohibitively expensive.
And I'm not sure what the 2026 budget's going to look like yet. So I'm hoping to get some numbers very soon.
Yeah,
Who bought that
again,
cannabis
I'm
site?
just repeating myself, but it doesn't
Chris
really
Joanne and her husband who
Our
have
mission
the Tri-Peak
do is
Cinema.
getting people here, getting
Totally.
people in beds.
Interesting. What are they
That
gonna do
should
with
be
it?
I
like
think
Main
they're going to
Street,
turn it into
you know, or other,
sort of a
you know,
budget
some of
kind
the
of
other
Dave
groups
and Buster's where
that
you
want
play
to take
video
care of
games and
people
mini
when they're
golf
here.
and get pizza and stuff like that.
Smart.
That
I
didn't
think
sound
that's
right.
a good
but
idea.
Let's
as
hope
far
that it's
as
right out there on the highway.
communicating tourist activities and events and stuff, we need to get them here, and that's not going to do it.
Yeah, that's a good point. As far as relating back to the board mission, for sure. I don't know if you guys heard that, but
No, sorry.
Sorry.
I
I was doing two other things.
Chris was just pointing out that our primary board mission is getting people to Trinidad. All these kiosks are serving people who are already passing through. So
Yes.
it may not even be something we want to focus on. It could be something we hand off to somebody like Main Street if we wanted to keep operating them in general.
Oh, great. If someone else will pay for it, great.
Yeah.
It's
I
no
mean,
longer a
we
headache.
are really the only
Yeah.
board with any meaningful budget. Main Street only has money because we gave them lodging money this year. So.
Right.
All right. So we can move on from that. I have a holdover here. We are actually only just the tourism management grants.
Right.
That's the one that is coming up, I think, in November. So I don't know if anybody had any additional ideas on that. We only talked very briefly about it. We had thrown out the potential of a gravel field guide reprints for that, but open to any other ideas on the tourism management grants. I'll go ahead and pull it up here.
Well, application period is December to January, so we actually have a,
Okay.
we can talk about it. Yeah, I just turned to it because I couldn't remember all the details.
Yeah,
It
we
opens
could-
December 2nd.
We could hold on that for today, but we do need enough time to actually complete the grants. So
Right.
Yep.
it would be great to have this ready to go in November as well in terms of like, this is what we want to do.
What's the amount of that grant?
DIQ is doing that, right?
They can write,
Yeah, they're gonna write
the
it.
city has to submit it. So they can do basically all
Yes.
the grunt work
Yep.
on our behalf.
Mhm.
It is up to 49,000. Match required for the larger amount, 20 to 49. It's a 2-to-1, and then for a smaller amount, it's 4-to-1. So
Right.
if we did up to 20K, then the city would only have to put in
5,000 for the 20K.
yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Which probably would be the better bet for us with our budget constraints. If we're going to pursue that, to go for the lower amount so we don't have to match 20 grand.
Right. Yeah, coming up with 5 is a whole lot easier for us than 20.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
So that doesn't go as far then. I'm not certain we can get like an update to the gravel guide and a reprint as part of that. I think they'll probably stick it to us.
Right. And is that the best bang for our buck in terms of getting people to come into town? You know, I keep going back to like driving, like we lose so many people who are just driving along the highway, right? Why don't we have a giant piece of art that we've commissioned that really shows that we're an art town, or some sort of series of billboards that really tout the things that we have in our timeless adventure, you know, playground?
Yeah, so eligible activities on this grant, execution specific to a marketing campaign, advertising production would be one of those, so that could be the creation of the actual ad, probably purchasing placements if we wanted to get billboards outside of town. Yeah, anything related to creating that, so photos, video, campaign landing pages, marketing collateral, media placement, research and data, marketing strategy. Not that interested in those personally. Trade shows, not really. And then web development is what we already got. So yeah, we probably would be looking on executing on a campaign in terms of producing it and placing it.
I don't know if you remember when this board, when you went from the old tourism board to this board, and I wasn't on that. I didn't come until later. But with the old tourism board, I had done some research on billboards, and we actually wound up getting one south of Raton. You know, and it was very simple. Just it was a picture of obviously the Eiffel Tower out here at Fisher's Peak, and it just said, you know, Trinidad explore, you know, explore the magic, you know, and the website. Just something simple, thinking that people knew it was coming up, and okay, Trinidad's right here. We tried to find one between Clayton and Raton. We had some, but it took so long to go through the process to get them, to get an approval to buy them. They were gone. There are some now, and it would be beneficial, especially people driving to Colorado, and they think, oh yeah, Trinidad's right over the border.
Yes.
Trinidad right there, and something very simple, very distinctive artwork that
Something that makes you want to stop here.
Yeah.
Like, why? Oh my gosh, why haven't we ever stopped here and checked this out?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I'm still not that keen on billboards. I could be convinced to acquire a couple of strategic places like you're talking about that are as you're approaching Trinidad.
Yes.
Basically, I'm tired, I want to crash somewhere, convince them that this is the place to do it.
Yeah, but that's your personal feeling about it. Billboards people do see them if they're attractive and if they're in the right spot.
I don't really think the data backs you up, but we
I
can
would
dig
be
into that
interested in the
further.
data to see
Yeah.
what that, and my suspicion is that it's part of a bigger campaign.
Yes.
Right,
And
so-
so we would be using the same imagery, same messaging across billboards and digital. So that is a great idea in terms of like, oh, we're looking ahead to what is our campaign going to be like? What are we promoting?
Yep.
We're talking about the tagline here.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the launch of the website is a great opportunity to roll a lot of those things out at the
Yes.
same time. A billboard would have some lag because you need to get it approved and all that. I don't actually really know the timeline from saying, hey, billboard company, we're interested, to actually having it papered up there.
Right.
You can do it in 30 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're ready
I was
to
going to say,
go.
it's got to be at least a few weeks.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the numbers on billboards are pretty high. They're pretty well seen. We should look at some stats on billboards.
They have to be. I mean, like you look at it and immediately know what the message is. You can't put 15 restaurants, 35 museums, 30, all this
No,
stuff.
it
You've
has
gotta
to
have
be
something
really-
that
yeah.
say, oh, okay, wow, Trinidad, okay, that's just up here.
You get 7 words and an image. That's
66%
basically
of
it. Yeah.
consumers jump on their smartphone after seeing a billboard ad.
66?
Oh, don't go
Yeah.
to the AI summary.
I-
What's that actual link
Well,
for?
mine's not just the AI, mine's ChatGPT fired. So, yeah, I do the paid ChatGPT. I think I would be interested to do a deeper dive on
Yeah.
billboards.
Now, if you were to put together, and I don't know if we have the budget, but a full campaign that included billboards, included broadcast media, like in Amarillo, in Wichita Falls, maybe even Albuquerque or someplace where you had in the news strategically placed ads, nice TV ads that talked about it. People get it in their mind, they see that, and then they hit that billboard. It's like, oh yeah, I saw that ad. Maybe they didn't plan to stop here, but they had more and more things hit their mind to go on into it. You can do it with radio too. TV ads are nice because you keep that visual together, but you can keep some together because you can afford radio more. If you hit radio in some of those other markets, even the smaller markets, Dalhart, Clayton, the different ones with ads where they hear about it, and they don't, when they see that billboard, they don't know why that memory's coming up. What? Oh yeah, they have so and so. Let's stop there.
Yeah.
Now then, you get on the other hand, you get the people that hear it and say, let's go to Trinidad. And the billboard is less effective because they're already heading here, but you've got all those. You can turn around and do the same thing coming this way, although it's a different reason. People leave Denver, and I get a lot of people at the market, that talk about, we wanted to come down here because we'd heard about, Trinidad and the market and the different things that they come down here for, to get away from the crap up there. Excuse me, anybody that loves Denver. Sorry, I don't. But, there are reasons and ways to put that together. And that's something that when you have an agency that's doing all digital, you don't get that option.
I would like to see a broader campaign for sure.
Yeah.
And a billboard could be a piece of it.
Billboards, in my opinion, would be first. Even if it's just a couple as you're coming into the city. Something that Trinidad, it's right up here. We talked about it, or whatever. I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, we did our first billboard. They had a billboard up when I first went on the board 6 years ago, and it was between Walmart and the city, and we put on it.
Heading north between Walmart
No,
and City, heading south.
It was facing south, so you saw it when you were coming north, and it said your first stop on your Colorado adventure, Trinidad. And and that's kind of okay.
Did you see any data on that afterward? Was there any?
Well, and that's what I'm going to keep going back to. Any other kind of media channels they're extremely difficult to track, and so
but
I'm not saying that we don't.
What you can do though is you put a link that it has the slash that gives the conversions right.
And
yeah,
the
only way
but that can be an effective way.
The thing about it is tracking it is not as easy as whatever tracking we're getting on digital. What does that mean? We're only getting this many hits or this many views. Then I guarantee you, if you got 100,000 cars coming up the highway in a month, or even more than that, if you only got 25% of them, you're getting more than the hits here. People that see it. So, I mean, it isn't as traceable. It never has been. Radio, television. You've got Nielsen and Arbitron.
Viral videos were over what? Like impressions was in the tens to 100,000s. One was like 100K. The other one was
What was that?
25.
Yeah.
The other one, yeah.
On what?
Those
26,
the two videos they called out as going viral. So I'm just saying, in terms of impressions, that's just somebody looked at it and saw this is
Right,
Trinidad.
that's not conversions. That's
Right.
not people who clicked through and did a call to action.
So that to me is comparable to a billboard, and it costs pennies on the dollar relatively. So we're looking at maximizing budget. The billboards are going to add up really fast. So I'm just saying we need to be strategic. I'm not going to write them off.
Yeah.
I would still just be curious to look at the data in terms of the audience, like who we'd be able to reach. Because again, same deal with radio. Like I don't know a single one of my cohorts that listen to the radio. It's podcasts and Spotify,
Yeah.
and that is it. So like we can do ads on podcasts. That's a
or
thing.
on
That's
Spotify
possible.
or
Yeah.
on YouTube.
But
there are lots of
Or
You
radio
talk-
from
you
some of the
talk
travel
to the car
channels or
dealerships.
Substack.
and they know where I am, by the way. I'm getting Colorado ads.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You talk to the car dealerships. I mean, Camarillo at town. She said they get tons of people off radio.
But they're local people, and that is a different.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
true, but it's
right,
still,
yeah.
and we know that the radio local is not driving tons of tourism. We're using it for a different purpose,
Right.
and hoping to bring in some of the radio I'm talking about, where is if you hear a campaign, and I keep using Amarillo because it's the biggest market down that way. You've got a campaign going. If it's a 2 or 3 week campaign, you do a promotion, you give away some hotel rooms, different things you do. You've got people actually getting it in their minds. Again, there's never been an easy way to track. When I was in radio in the 70s, we would actually go through parking lots, shopping centers, whatever, and look and see, because it wasn't digital then. The little dial was somewhere. See who's listening to what radio station. It was about as close as you get. Now you could get Arbitron. Great. You can make Arbitron look like anything you want. You can make the statistics we get off of social basically look like anything you want.
You can't. It really is tracked. I mean,
Yeah.
it's digital is.
But not who is actually.
Yeah, you don't know who
Not the
necessarily.
individual, but you know how
how
old
many.
they are, where they
Yeah,
came
but
from.
and how many of those
Demographics.
people
Yeah.
are actually then acting on it?
Right, that's the conversion
Yeah,
that we're talking
that's-
about. I mean, you can find conversion rates and you can track those. Like you
Was
can
it an
find
accident or what?
Yeah, I just ran into somebody, and it doesn't appear
a
to be
person.
No. Sorry,
Okay.
car.
Okay.
I think it's so. Yeah, I don't see anybody in danger.
Okay.
Nobody's laying bleeding in the
Ooh.
streets. But anyway,
Yeah,
I
but
mean, there's.
their car did impact
Yeah,
another
I
object.
heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think that you're young, you're the new age, you're the, and you're hitting that popular, but there's a lot of us old people still left.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I'm
59 and
also-
I don't listen to radio
I
ever.
would love to move on to
I listen to
another topic
Spotify.
if we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
think
I mean, I
about
think we
our
can talk
primary
about an
target market.
integrated
Yeah.
campaign that
Yeah, that
has
includes many
pieces.
pieces.
That has
Yep.
pieces.
And that's what I'm just
Yeah.
bringing back to is, so we're talking about this grant.
Yes.
The grant is going to fund this campaign. We could certainly supplement that out of our general budget as needed, but we're kind of thinking about pinching pennies a little bit here next year. So
Yeah.
if our grant is at 20K, and that's what we're going to target, in order to write up that grant, we're going to have to say, this
This
is the
thing.
amount we're
We're doing.
spending on each category.
Yep.
Yes.
And so we have some time to discuss that a little bit further. We don't need to go way in the weeds on it today because we are already approaching 2 hours here.
Really quick though, we do spend quite a bit of money on radio ads for Trinidad. I'm not sure what that's gonna look like in the next year. It's probably gonna be really low.
Is that a separate city line item on the
Yeah.
budget? And that's terrestrial radio local.
Right. Like KCRT
Right.
and all of those radios.
Right.
So I'm not sure where you guys kind of want to go with that. Kind of
Right.
Bill, where
Well,
you
our budget is 6,000 on radio.
right.
Local.
That, what I'm
And
saying
then-
is I'm not sure we're even going to be able to handle that 6,000.
Yeah, and I
Maybe
mean,
moving that to another area.
again, we're talking about grant.
Isn't that up to us to-
specifically.
No, I'm not
Exactly.
saying. No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that's going to be up to you guys. Is that really a valuable asset? As spending $6,000 on local radio ads?
But that's not what we're discussing now.
As far as right now,
So we got to figure out what to do with
Yes.
this grant.
This is
And
specifically.
we can talk about our budget next year, yeah, later. And
chasing,
that is important.
Chasing this
Yeah.
grant and what mix we would want to have in there. So, I mean,
Do we want to have DIQ flesh out a campaign that
that includes a selection.
a selection of things?
Well, see, and part of the problem is that's not what they pitched us. They didn't. They were the one that was almost primarily digital because.
Right, but they don't
if you
have to
It's
be.
also not
We can-
currently true because Brian has come back on several
Yes.
meetings and said we would look at some mix of print, and
Yes.
there's some
Yeah.
trends in that
Yes,
regard.
and there are clients. I mean,
And they've done.
there are
they've run
agency
out-
where the client we can tell them
Yeah,
this is the grant.
this is what we want. We
you
can
to do.
direct them
Yes,
away
that's
from
right.
digital a little bit because I think print is back again. Like that's definitely a thing, and so I think we could look at some print ads. We could look at some radio, see what a billboard would cost.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
if that would
20
make sense.
20 is not going to go that far. If
Well,
we
that's
have,
20 that we asked for, and then we have to pay 20, right?
No,
No.
Oh,
it's
no,
four
sorry.
with five. It's 25 total for the max on the lower level.
Okay,
of
got
that
it.
grant.
Sorry. It's
It'd be 25 on the campaign. So,
Okay.
I mean, a print ad might eat up 5K of that alone, right off the bat.
The billboard's going to be $3 just for the
And
the
I
artwork.
listen
and then
to
the rental is
classic
beyond
radio
that.
when
Yeah.
I mean the old time
Well, the
radio
artwork.
shows when I'm
Yeah, keep
traveling,
Yeah.
and
Under
locally I
review.
listen to news.
I'm sorry,
and
the
those
vinyl
things
itself.
not as much
Oh, sure.
local
Yeah.
radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm 72. It's not
I did find the rest of
they
the
have
local
tendency.
guys.
Oh,
We have
cool.
a tendency to listen to more news
Are they at
and
the?
stuff.
Right.
There are
I've been
people
sending people
though that
over,
are.
so.
You have. I
Sure.
haven't
I mean, you
watched
can
it.
find segments of every
How many-
demographic
Right.
doing different
There's like maybe
things,
like
right?
20
I mean,
or
so
50.
I guess the question is, how do we spread
see if
it
I can just get the
across
rest of
all the
them.
demographics
Jared
in
was
a way
giving them
that
away here at the
targets
It's
them
Oh, that's
and
fine.
Yeah, no, which is good.
But if we
But I
have
think-
a finite
but a lot
amount
of
of
them have
money, we
already,
need to
so what
figure
you-
out what those percentages
Well,
look like.
yeah,
We
because
can-
you've got to have money to spend
Yeah.
on this
Even if
level,
it's
this
just
level, this
whatever
group,
you can spend.
and it's maybe it stops here. If you got more money, then you
Yeah.
know.
Well, so that was
you
an
go
idea,
further
one
with
potential
it.
idea.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just,
I
You're all good, man.
liked Kyle's idea of asking DIQ to come up with an effective campaign.
Since
with
they'll
this
be writing the
20,000.
grant.
Since they'll
Thank
be writing
you.
the grant,
Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah.
They're certainly aware of that. What do we think we're doing with this money? It's a we have so many choices here. I'm looking on the website, right? You can do visitor experience development, visitor education. Oh!
Love
Yes, I just want it because the bottle's pretty.
the bottle is really cool.
Tourism-related strategic planning, touring research and data. I think we're talking about an actual campaign.
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
I keyed in on execution specific to the campaign, both creative and marketing. So, yeah, I don't think really research and data is where we want to spend our money
No.
at this point. We're trying
We
to
talk a lot about it,
reach-
but
trying to reach people. Yeah, obviously trade shows not interested, and then we
Right,
have
yeah.
our new website. So, So yeah, I think that's a good idea. I also think
Mm-hmm.
potentially,
It's cold.
I don't know. So we were just sidebarring about the gravel guides. I mean, they're gone. So
it is nice to have.
I
them.
just
Shoot.
maybe in tandem. So we should go back to DIQ and say we're thinking about a 25K campaign under this grant if we can win it. Can you come up with a bit of a strategy around that? And that we want some level of multimedia mix, and that it should be like cohesive series of messaging about Visit Trinidad
Yes.
related to our new taglines.
And
But then maybe if one of you guys, because I can't really reach
Right.
out to one at the moment, would want to just touch base with the Gravel Guide folks and say, can you give us a quote on an update, basically anything that's outdated, and then reprinting, if it would be possible to
Yeah.
get that done.
I'm happy to do that.
Then we have
Thanks, Scott.
options on this grant.
It's really nice.
You gonna take a
It's
minute?
so
needs-
nice.
yeah,
Pardon me?
get some updates.
I mean,
I
I've
know
used
for a
it.
fact-
I
Oh,
used
did you
it
really?
as soon as they. Oh my
It
gosh,
drives
yes,
us-
I've used it a ton.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I mean, that's why I moved back here was to ride.
No, I know
Yeah.
for a fact this drives
Yeah.
people to come.
I know.
They show up, they already have one in hand, and they want to collect the other ones, so they reach pretty far.
I
So
don't think we should really be charging for them. Do you think? Are they that expensive?
they used to be
They
free.
used to be free. I
Charge
didn't realize
Well,
we
we-
had oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, no, I was.
Interesting.
Well, we bought
Hmm.
supposedly the remainder of them,
Yeah.
except now Gravel Guide's selling them again too, so they might have reprinted them themselves. But we had always given them away for free. To me, it's no different from the visitor's guide.
Right.
It's an asset we paid for. It's
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it does have ads in the back that we could potentially sell if we wanted to offset a reprint. So this doesn't have to be this grant. We should, I think, be looking at getting this done regardless next year, one way or another.
But there's 2 grants, right? Aren't there 2 grants
Yes.
coming up?
Yeah,
Can we use one for the campaign and one for the gravel guide?
Other one is.
This is the
matching
management grant that's due this year. The next one we can't apply to until next July or June. It's next year.
Oh, that's way late for the guide then.
It is,
We
yeah.
need to have more guides, yeah. Well, depending on, do we have any money in the budget to just do this ourselves, depending on how much it's gonna cost? What was
I-
the first printing, sorry, cost? What was,
Predates me.
oh, shoot.
I can go back and look, see if I can find old invoices.
Yeah, I mean,
Please.
that would be.
And I'd
for-
like to have that on hand before I talk
Okay.
to
That's a
him
good
to make
idea.
sure, yeah.
I mean, it is a different landscape because this was the first one. They have grown so much, and they're contracting with like Santa Fe for God knows how much they charge them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so it's gonna be more than it was, even if it's just an update.
Yeah. But just to get us and
Yeah.
I mean, does it need much updating? The rides I've done.
The routes are mostly okay.
That's what I
A
thought.
couple of them changed a little bit
Okay.
in terms of like mostly the pavement mix.
Right.
Maybe it would be cool to have 1 or 2 new routes, but that's what's going to be really expensive. Otherwise, it's mostly just ads. So I mean, we've got a Sexy Pizza full pager in here.
Okay.
I like Sexy Pizza.
It's
Yeah, it was
gone.
fine.
It's
Yeah.
sad. It's
Yeah.
sad.
Oh, I really
know.
liked it.
And then the back has our Cartopias in here.
Okay. Oh yeah. Boy,
So
it
yeah,
was
some
old.
stuff
Yeah.
needs to get adjusted. But as I mentioned, we could certainly
I mean,
go
just
out
the
and
reprint cost and.
potentially sell some of those to
Okay.
offset costs.
Okay.
It's the tourism marketing grant, I think.
Tourism marketing is what we have coming up in December.
Application, no, the management grant.
Oh,
The management.
Marketing grant is
Marketing.
next year, and that period is July to August, and it's 2,500 to 50,000. Yeah, sorry, it took me a
Okay.
minute to.
Honestly,
No,
in
that
the
now.
end, if our budget constraints are too much and we have to wait, yeah, it would be ideal to get these sooner, but that could give us leeway to get like a couple new routes or something,
Mhm,
you know?
mhm.
So if this timeline gets kicked out, oh well.
Okay.
But it would be nice to get it to.
people do stuff
So
like
can we
this
not
now,
just
right?
ask, sorry.
Yeah, we can write you.
Yeah.
Should we
Yeah.
not just ask DIQ? They do this all the time, right?
Yeah.
What do you suggest for what have you seen as competitive grants for the management grant? We're looking at Gravel Guide. Is that a thing you think we can win in this short time frame? And LTABs actually are eligible to apply. It doesn't have to be the city, by the way. Eligible organizations.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes.
So anyway. So is that?
Okay.
Would you think that would be a reasonable request?
I think
When
so.
do you have time to research all this? I know how busy you are over there and you're at school. Is there two of you and we
I
don't?
just don't have a
do all
lot.
this stuff.
And I am not nearly as fact-filled as Kyle. She's amazing to me.
Aw.
Oh, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
She amazes me more
That's
than,
my
than
job,
you amaze
so.
me too. So.
Yeah, the level of detail that you have at your fingertips is really amazing.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
That's
yeah, we
very
have to
kind
rewind
say.
because definitely was looking at the wrong grant initially.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where you were coming from with a copy on that, and I
Oh,
went,
no.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So a campaign probably would be the marketing grant versus the management.
yes.
So management, things we could be looking at, infrastructure, like our kiosks, if we were going to switch those, they could
We
be
could,
paid for
yeah.
out of this.
And Wayfair's
It's a-
already being done for us, wayfinding, so,
It's a smaller grant, and it's still a 4-to-1 match, so it's up to 20K.
right.
So yeah, could
Okay, so
you?
infrastructure, what else?
Remember, those kiosks don't put butts in beds.
Tourism projects.
Yeah, no research and data. I
Visitor
don't think so.
education programs.
Yeah, that's the thing
That
that,
sounds a little more like a staffed thing. Visitor experience development, bicycle tourism guides. That's probably where I'd come from on this.
Okay.
Yep.
So this would be a potential one to look at for a
Look at.
reprint.
Okay.
yeah, stargazing is there as well, I mean, and that's a growth industry around this area too, right?
Yeah, although we have a lot of challenges for Trinidad because of our
We
existing-
don't have dark
yeah.
skies. It's
Uh-huh.
got to be
Right,
dark
so
skies.
you
Well,
gotta
what
go to
city
Coketown.
does? You know,
The
even
lake is looking
The
to
lake,
get certified.
yes,
They're
right.
in
yes.
process.
well, and
I can
and
sit in
what-
my hot tub and see it all.
and just
so-
outside
Yeah.
of Raton, same
Well,
story.
There are no
Coketown
lights
has
out
done that guy who does the Trinidad Lake ones does at that building in Coketown when you come off. He does like a monthly.
So,
stargazing.
on the website, asset mapping, audio tours, bicycle tourism, cultural heritage, food and farm, music trail, stargazing. Of the things that we can put together in the next 6 weeks, it feels like to me bicycle fits the best of those
Agree.
things, right? We got trailhead and tourism ambassador. I don't think that's a thing that we can take advantage of in this time frame. And you know, the trail
We
people
should
are.
just make Joe stand out there and talk. I feel like.
Yeah, I'm
So-
just not seeing anything that
Project completion has to be from
next year.
May, starting May next year
Yeah.
through April of 27.
When I talk to them, I'll get like all their time frames and everything.
Yeah,
like
'cause
what-
they do also
'cause if
have-
they're doing a ton of them, then there's.
That's
a
long
backlog
enough
of
though.
it.
That's over a full year that we should be able, especially if it's just an update. Because at 25K, we're not getting brand new.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, could they get an updated version under that budget one way or another, and a fat stack of reprints?
And it does have as 5, you'll be happy to know, Victor, digital information kiosk is one of the acceptable uses for this grant. If we were in love with them, I'm not, but I mean, I think, you know, I'm not the only voice in here. If people
Yeah, I
love
mean, I'm
those
not-
things or think we can get a better one than we've got now.
I'd be interested to see what else is out there. I think they've improved. And I agree with your assertion that interactive would make so much more sense.
yeah.
Something that people can poke at
Yeah,
and
okay.
find dates and stuff. They're like, oh, I'm not going to be here.
One of the pictures on their own website is a guy taking a picture of the kiosk. It's like, really? You're telling me that this that you can't get useful information on it. You still have to find your
Yeah,
own.
yeah.
Okay.
Can't you do a billboard that's just a massive QR code that as people are driving by, they just grab the QR code and go right to our site? We would have a specific QR code that we could track all conversions. Can't we just do that?
Can be encouraging.
I don't think we've got the time for this. I think the tourism grant for next year works for the overall campaign. Unless you guys disagree, but the launch of the website, you know, with the campaign, whatever it is, right? Travel to Trinidad, you know, adventure awaits, whatever it is. for a billboard that goes along with it, for print that goes along with it. That feels like the tourism grant.
Yeah,
Next
and
year.
that would be applicable to the requirements.
You know how they're
Yes.
putting.
Hey, we need to
I-
move on because Victor's got to leave in
Okay.
3
Yeah,
minutes.
I just want to
yeah,
say
good
one thing
thinking.
though. I will bet you the technology is going to come very fast, just like with Google Maps, where a thing pops up that tells you that the speed limit has changed. That pops up and says you're in Trinidad, and here's 50 things that are happening in Trinidad right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to keep an eye out for that technology. It's coming. Okay, so what else do we have to talk about?
Let's invent it, man.
The only other thing,
Right.
which we're not going to have time for, is social media calendar for
Oh.
Q4.
Yes.
But we are committed to that. We can be handing that off as, well, wait, are we in October, November, December? Yeah, we already
Yeah,
started it.
yeah.
So, I mean, just be thinking of that.
Can we bring that as homework to next one? This is what we think next time we talk to DIQ.
Yeah, what you
Yeah.
should be highlighting for the remainder.
Yeah.
I think that's fine since we're handing things off to them anyway. So just be keeping this in mind in general moving forward. Keep your ear to the ground. What are our priorities to be having them promote?
We could bring that to our next meeting and then hand it off to talk about it along with the website, hand that off to DIQ at the next one, or get it to them through Victor so that it becomes an agenda item for the next DIQ meeting in
Yeah.
November.
Also, I'm so sorry. The next meeting, I will be in Philadelphia.
Ooh.
Will I be able to?
Yes.
We'll be in City Hall. It's
Oh,
going to be
City
perfect.
Hall.
The technology is going to be great.
You won't have to be like this.
I know. I'm a
Joe,
little
what
bit
are you
nervous.
saying?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Actually, the next 2 meetings, I'll be
That's
out of
fine.
town. So, yeah. Okay.
Question. Why are we not posting for a 5th member?
I think they post it on the website. They posted on the Chronicle.
I mean, I've looked for it. I haven't.
I was just on the Facebook.
I could have them push it again.
Well, just, yeah, see if they still are. Because, I mean, I actually searched for it when I was looking at the website. And what is our status with money? Where are we with money right now? And what?
Do we have
I
any
know,
money?
question.
I know
yes.
Tara is finishing up the budget now for the next year, so I should have some numbers soon, and they'll have to go to city council.
Yeah, because
first.
Brian was saying, "Oh, that's all wrong," but
Yeah, but we never really had follow
and
up
it,
on
yeah,
it.
it never went any further, you know. So it's just like an update on that. If,
I am looking at the Facebook page for the city right now, and they're looking for the lease or management of a golf course on May 9th.
Nice.
Here's something from February 6th, which is a resolution. Here's something from last November. I can look in the reels and see if there's something, because they actually had posted some other things. They do post agendas, but I don't see anything about
Okay.
boards, because the Arts and Culture Board is they're term limiting 3 of their 5, so they need to do that
Yeah,
as well,
I'll
right?
ask Veronica to push it.
Yeah. And I'm seeing some other stuff here, skate park, power outage, just nothing about,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, not that the 4 of us can't do it, but if we get down to a vote, if anybody goes with Joe, we're screwed. So,
That's the rule. Don't go with Joe. Like, I think that should be our motto.
yeah.
Take your own notes. I'm out of here.
If there's an event that you guys
Oh,
think
wait.
that
Yeah,
you
let me
push,
rethink that.
I'm just giving you a
Like
hard time
the art,
because
send it
you're
to me.
working.
Okay.
And I'll
You
push
work
it.
it.
I'm
I'll
going to
post
start
it
really
on the-
just pushing locals. And I wanted to meet
Yeah.
with Pat too and talk to him about like maybe coming to a chamber meeting and saying, hey, like, here's what you
It
guys
was
could
an
be
agenda
doing.
item to have Pat come back and,
No, I need to follow up with
Oh,
him.
okay,
I'm
all
going
right.
to try and meet with him and whatever hoteliers have things, and I'll bring it back to you.
We
Sweet.
both admit how old we are. How old are you?
I'm 35.
You're double his age then,
Yeah.
basically, right? Yeah, okay.
Well,
Just
actually,
want to
almost
do the
triple.
math.
Not almost triple.
You're 110? That's
what
amazing.
kind of math are you doing over there?
I feel like it. My body is that. So.
Any miscellaneous items quickly? Cool.
No, somebody will let me know how to call in.
I'll send you the
Please,
link.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll be reaching out to you to get the past gravel costs, everything. I want to know everything about how we made this past gravel guide happen.
So agenda for our next meeting.
$5 to come through.
Yeah, if you got
Hold on,
anything-
Victor's card.
Victor, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Victor.
Victor.
Yep.
agenda for the 14th. Have our final discussions around the new website, consolidating feedback for DIQ. Quotes from Gravel Adventure Field Guide and an updated guidebook if we get that information with that grant in mind. Social media.
Yes, calendar for the
and
rest of the year.
pitching.
Calendar,
Might
yes.
as well say that, let's talk about next quarter too.
For Q1.
Yes,
Yeah, so that we're ahead.
yes, yeah.
Not playing catch up. Good.
Right.
Yeah, we may
thinking.
not know everything, but if we have stuff on our radar.
Yes,
we can talk
exactly.
about it. Any other agenda items for our next?
Well, the management grant, but are we going to reach out to
That's
DIQ?
the Gravel Adventure.
Oh,
update.
sorry.
Yeah.
Kyle's
yeah.
gonna get quotes.
I'm gonna get all the info and then I'm gonna talk
so
to
we
them
can decide
about what
if
it
that's
would look
what
like.
we want to pursue for sure.
My question was, did DIQ have an idea about what's successful? You know, it's on the criteria there, but can they write a good grant for that and feel confident about it?
I mean, we can ask them. I guarantee they'll just be like, yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
I was hoping they would say, you know, what you really need is some interactive color digital kiosk with solar
Right.
panels on the top.
Yes.
That's what you need.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
Are we going to have a discussion about our future with DIQ?
I mean, yeah, I suppose we're on the hook through.
December 31st,
Yeah,
whatever it is, but
Yeah.
We need to start thinking about.
if we're going to cancel it or not renew, we have to give them notice. And
Yeah.
it's,
Is it like a month, probably?
Yeah, I think
30
it's-
it's
days?
30 days, I thought.
Yeah.
That's my best
Or
recollection.
just not renew. It's not automatic renewal.
No, the contract requires that we.
That we tell them.
Yeah, I know. But if we don't renew, I mean, it's kind of a catch-22. It's.
Well, but we want to do right by
Yeah,
them.
it's also.
Oh, yeah, I don't
yeah,
want to
you-
I agree.
DICK.
yeah, I mean,
Because we didn't actually authorize the renewal last year. The city did it for us. So,
Oh, interesting.
because that's when we were in a tizzy.
Yeah. All right, I have an 11:15.
Yep.
So I got
I
What are you
do
doing in
require
Philadelphia,
a
right?
motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn! Seconded!
All in favor?
Aye.
You going on a
I
fan
thought you
tour or
could just
something
declare it
in
adjourned as
Philadelphia?
the chair.
No, I mean,
Oh.
pretty sure we need to follow all the